Hey everybody, Chad Ikes back with the Courage Unlimited YouTube channel. Today, I want to talk about a video that I just recently watched on YouTube about Jack Johnson. For those of you that don't know, Jack Johnson was one of the greatest boxers of all time. And this was back in an era when racism was actually really bad. And let me start this off by going, I do not like racism. In fact, I hate racism, and it pretty much pisses me off. I have another video if you want to go back and watch that. I go into detail on that, but I hate racism. Let me be very clear. I hate racism in any way. I hate anything that's even like racism. I get pissed off the fact that people want to make all cops the same based on how a couple cops act. I get pissed off when people judge people from different religions, from different careers, from different genders, anything. People are people. Human beings are human beings. None of this shit matters. Skin color doesn't matter. Your religion doesn't matter. Your job doesn't matter. None of these things delegate who you are on the inside. But I try to be open-minded. I try to understand everyone else's perspective. I try to be empathetic to what people are going on and what they're experiencing, which is why I'm willing to talk about just about anything. And if you want to sit down with me and tell me your side, I will more than willing to listen, but I ask that you listen to my side too. And if I have questions, I ask that you let me ask them and give me good, solid answers back to that. And I will relay that very same thing back to everyone else. So I'm watching. I know a little bit about Jack Johnson that I've done research in the past. I live in Nevada, and there's this town called Goldfield, which now is almost a ghost town. I mean, there are a few people that live in there. It's between Reno and Vegas. And I remember one of the biggest fights in history was Jack Johnson fighting there. And in this old gold town, like they had people from Europe were coming over for this fight with Jack Johnson. And there's actually some old pictures of it. And it's incredible. And I always thought it was amazing that a fight and an athlete such as that could draw those kind of people. Even back in that day, it was just amazing. And as everyone knows, I've always loved sports. The only thing I ever truly wanted to be in life was a professional athlete. So I look up to athletes, and I think that sports can teach us a lot of different things. And I like looking into athletes and how they lived and how it affected their life and what can we learn from sports to help in life. I'm a big advocate for, I know gym is fading in schools and kids are getting less and less physical. And I think they're missing out on a lot of great lessons in life by not doing those physical things or competing in sports. So anyway, I'm watching this documentary, and it's Rainy Day Boxing, Jack Johnson on YouTube. And I'm watching it, and I'm actually getting pissed. Because his story is so great, and it actually shows what racism was like back in those days in the late 1800s and early 1900s. And I got to thinking, okay, where did this concept come from? Why did people believe this bullshit? Why didn't people stand up and go, wait a minute, this is stupid? And I think this goes back to lions versus lambs. We need a lot more damn lions than we need lambs. We need people to stand up. So Jack Johnson basically is this amazing boxer. He has natural talent. I mean, I don't think there's any question about that, but he works hard. And as a young kid, he finds out he's pretty good at this. So he works it and he trains it and he busts his ass and he wants to become the champion of the world. And he finally gets to that level, and the champion does not want to fight him because he's black. Which, what the hell does that mean? If you're such a badass and you're world champion, wouldn't you fight anybody? Why, it shouldn't even matter. Well, Jack Johnson, being the impressive person that he is, he actually follows this guy around the world for almost 2 years, just basically on top of him. I want to fight you. I want to fight you. If you think you're the best, fight me. Come on, why don't you fight me? And eventually they do fight, and Jack Johnson pummels this guy. I mean, beat him good. And then there's this outcry from the public who has some sort of issue with the best boxer in the world being black. And they start looking for the great white hope. And I mean, I look into history, but sometimes some things hit me harder certain times than they do other times. And this one, I just like my whole day, I was just like irate, just pissed kind of the whole day. It's boxing. He was the best boxer of the time. He was the world champion. What goddamn difference does the color of his skin matter? The guy worked his ass off. He took the talent that he had and worked his butt off. And he was persistent and he went after it. And then I know that I don't know. I try to judge people a lot by their personality, who they are in real life. It's not just who they are as an athlete to me. You can be a great athlete and I'll give you credit for that. But if you're a piece of shit in life, I'm still going to consider you a piece of shit, because being a great athlete doesn't overcome being a piece of shit. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, if you're a piece of shit, there's nothing you can do to overcome that except to no longer be a piece of shit. But I know that I don't know a lot about his personal life. At least I've never read anything necessarily bad about his personal life. I have all the respect for him, and until I read something that's bad, I'm not going to assume that anything was bad. An example of this is I grew up loving the old Westerns and the old actors from the 60s and 70s. And Steve McQueen was somebody I always looked up to. And I heard all these great stories of things that he did. Like he would, when he signed on for a movie, he'd be like, yeah, I need like 100 pair of these jeans, and I need 100 toothbrushes, and I need deodorant, and I need all this deodorant, and and then he would take all that shit, and wherever they were filming, he would go give it to like the boys club or the boys and girls clubs and stuff like that. And I thought, man, that's cool. He's an awesome dude. And then as I got older and I started researching more, I found out he's really not that great a person. He had lots of serious flaws in his personality. So as much as I liked some of the roles he played, as much as I liked him as an actor, as much as I give him credit for those great things that he did, I'm not going to say he's a great person, because he did some bad stuff to people that he should have loved and should have treated well. So anyway, back to Jack Johnson. I know that he did date white women. And at one point he took the woman he was with, who was white, across the state lines, and somehow they had some legal BS bullshit that they went after him for. Completely and totally just messed up and wrong. So as I'm watching this show, I said it starts pissing me off, and I start thinking more about this. Like, where did this start? Like, this didn't start as a race thing. This started with one or a group of people with this thought. And all these other people bought into it. Like, this wasn't a, bam, all white people hate black people, or all white people think black people are bad. This started as a small movement and grew into something else. And I feel that the same thing is going on today. Although it's not necessarily in the same fashion, it's not necessarily all these white people that hate black people, but there is this movement, these movements going on to increase Marxism, to increase socialism. There's definitely the BLM and all these other movements. And I feel like people, again, are just jumping on board. They're not going, wait a minute, whoa, what is this movement really about? What are we really saying? I know there's a bunch of white people that are jumping into a lot of these movements, being what I had to ask my buddy SJW, the social justice warriors. There's a bunch of these people jumping in thinking that they need to, we got to change how this is and we got to help these people. No, you don't have to help those people. Black people have every capability of white people. They don't need you jumping in to help them, to save them, or to do anything for them. They're just like us. We're like them. We're the same. And I know we've done the same thing with American Indians. Oh, we need to take care of them. We need to do this. We need to do that. No, they took care of themselves a whole long time before we ever even showed up to this country. They can take care of themselves. They have every capability that we have. We're not some super whatever. Okay, we're all the same. We can all take care of ourselves. Now, if we want to come together as people and help each other out, man, I'm all for that. I am all for that, to go, hey, I'm not seeing you as a female or a male or a black or an Asian or a white. I'm seeing you as a human being. And we see that this needs to be changed, or this needs to be helped. I don't mind helping people out. But a lot of things that we do in this country, and it seems to be getting worse. And like one of the things is like some of the BLM, or I don't even know. That's a whole different subject. Somewhere along the line, this lady that worked for BLM said that white people need to give their houses to black people. Why? They can buy a house just like I bought a house. They don't need me to give them a house. You act like they're invalids and helpless. They're not. What makes you think you're so big or impressive that you need to defend them and they can't defend themselves? They can defend themselves. They have through history. So, I'm watching this program and I'm seeing the way it was. And it's like, what stupidity and lack of courage would make someone go, oh yeah, you're right. We need to get him. We can't have a black boxing champion. No, oh no. Really? You don't have your own brain to, when somebody says that, to go, what the hell are you talking about? It's a human being. He beat the other guy. He is the world champion. What's wrong with that? And then now today I'm seeing more and more of this, these topics are important to me. I have lots of nieces and nephews. There's lots of little kids around me. I have some younger guys that I train. I don't want to leave them with a mess of a world. Like, we need to clean this shit up, and more importantly, we have the potential to clean this shit up. And I hate wasted potential. The human race, we need to pull our head out of our ass and start thinking with our brain and thinking logically and fix some of these problems. It seems to me that racism is actually getting worse in the last couple years, and that's not good. Going backwards is not good. We need to continue to move forward. That would be like me in my competitive days dropping from an 800-pound bench to a 500-pound bench. That's not good. And so I'm watching this rainy day boxing video, and I'm not sure who was the narrator, but near the end he comes on, and I'm going to go and quote, "His legacy is an endless source of inspiration to all those who need uplifting. Although experiencing a life filled with pain, adversity, and constant battles with prejudice, he never surrendered his pride. He was a man who lived without pain," end quote. Man, that lit me up. Like, I could see no better ending to that video. Here's a man who basically struggled his whole life, who basically had his back against the wall the vast majority of his life. He never quit. He never gave up. He never said, fine, if this is what you want me to be, this is who I'm going to be. He said, no, I know who I want to be, and this is who I'm going to be. This channel I started, Courage Unlimited, this right here, this is what we need to be like. These are the kind of people we need to be looking up to. Not because he's a black man, not because he was a white man, not because he was a male or a female. These kind of people, people that put forth the courage to live based on what they feel is right. The people that don't give up when it gets hard, the people that actually embrace when it's hard and go, this is going to teach me a lesson. This is going to chisel me. This is going to make me better. So I watched that and I go, man, I have to make a video about this. This guy's perfect, man. This is what we need. We need lots and lots and lots of these people in the world that have the courage to live life like they believe. They have the courage to be strong no matter what. They have the courage to never give in, never give up, and never stop fighting. The world would be a much better place if we had more people like this. We need more people like this. And this is why I come out here. This is why I've started this channel. This is why I'm going to talk about all the things I do. I think that's it. I think I'm just going to stop right there. Please subscribe to this channel. Please like this channel. Please share these videos. Help me with my goal of showing these great people and showing people how to stay courageous, how to live courageous. And let's make this world a better place. Let's make this world what it could be, what it has potential to be. Okay, I'm out. I will see you next time. Courage Unlimited. Live with courage.
I should not be here, but I am here. I want to do something good. And out of doing that something good, something will come good to me.
Jack Johnson came along much too soon and perhaps generations ahead of his time.